Welcome back to another video. I want to talk about High on Life, and before I talk about the game, while I was playing it, I thought about another topic, and that is, are games better if they're included in a subscription service like PlayStation Plus Premium or GamePass or even Nintendo's online subscription service? Do games just magically become better, even though you may not have been interested in them before, but because you're subscribed to a subscription service, are they just better? So before we get to that topic, let's talk about High on Life. First off, I'm going to talk about the positives. It is a really beautiful, artistic game. I love the use of color in this game, and you go on these bounties, and while you're on the bounty, you travel to different locations, different planets, and it's so diverse. It's very creative. I like that. I like the idea of going to different places in games and having them be like, fantasy-esque places, not real-world locations. I'm playing a video game. I want to go to places that I could never go, and I like that in the game. The humor, I like this kind of humor, irreverent, politically incorrect. I don't have a problem with this kind of humor. I know that it'll probably turn some people off, but I don't have a problem with it. I found it to be really funny. The one thing that I've seen people talk about is the incessant dialogue. And yeah, I could see that becoming a problem. It happens almost all the time, but I like the idea of like walking up to characters, especially when, early on you're home, you're in the house with your sister doing things you shouldn't be doing, and then your entire house is transported to an alien city, and while you're walking around, you just walk up to people, and the gun you're holding just has dialogue with them, and it's really funny, and there's these TV screens, and they're showing like, clips and shows that are just completely goofy. I don't have a problem with it. I found it to be funny, but I could see that, after a while, the constant, push to say something funny can become a bit of a bother for some people, not for me. But other than that, the gameplay itself is just a traditional shooter, and I will say that it does become incredibly repetitive. Early on, it's wave after wave of these same enemies, the yellow guys in these yellow suits. It just happens over and over and over again, and the only way you can progress is if you clear the area of all of them. I don't know, it just feels a bit stale after a while. Something else I wanted to talk about, the critique about the dialogue and the constant humor. People are complaining about it. You can turn it down in the settings of the game. You can make it less of an intrusion into your gameplay, but it's still there. But I don't understand that critique, though. That would be like complaining about, too many cars in Gran Turismo or too many cutscenes in a Metal Gear Solid game. That is what the game is. This is the hook for this game. It's a game about these really quirky talking weapons and these goofy aliens in this world and really irreverent humor. So that's what you're getting when you play this game. So I don't understand, complaining about it. Just don't play the game because that's what it is. Other than that, I do find it to be, at least entertaining. I do like the humor, as I said, and, the art style is really cool. It's really imaginative. I was shocked sometimes when I would transport through the portal going on a bounty mission, and I'm going from like this sand planet with a sandstorm to this planet right here. It's almost like a take on like the 80s Care Bears level. It's colorful. There's tons of stuff to see and do. I like that. So it was very entertaining in that aspect, but it does, like I said, become pretty repetitive. And I just found it to be a little bit derivative of, older shooters. I will say the opening of this game is absolutely stellar. It starts off as like an old school sort of 2D-esque shooter with humor that is just absolutely insane, and then you're thrust into the the real game. I like that. It was a great intro, but I want to talk about, are these games better because they're included in a subscription service? Do you look at them differently? And I never did. Like, even with the Nintendo Online Entertainment, the online offering with the NES, the Super NES, the N64, they have Sega Genesis. There were games that I've played in the past on those original systems that I never liked that are included in the online subscription service with Nintendo, and I still don't like them. They're not better because I'm paying one flat monthly fee. And I feel like Microsoft is really all in on that idea. And I think a lot of people are all in on that idea too. Like, this game, oh, I would never buy it, but it's in Game Pass. So it instantly becomes, instead of a 6 out of 10, it's now an 8 out of 10 because it's in a service. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. I don't think these games, and I don't think fans should really do that with games because it's not accurate. You're not getting that real sense of how a game is or how it plays, or, even listening to anybody like myself here talk about the game. I'm actually playing it. It just becomes better because it's part of a catalog. I think that's a little bit dangerous when it comes to really getting an idea of how a game is. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? Do you think games are just better because they're in a catalog that you subscribe to? That's something that has really become a thing. You see it all the time. This game is in Game Pass, so it's better. Or this game is in PlayStation Plus. And there are plenty of games in PlayStation Plus that I've played before that I didn't like, and then they announced them for PlayStation Plus Premium, and I'm like, it's not better. It's just part of the catalog. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that topic in the comment section below. And are you playing High on Life? And let me know what you think about it. I think it's a fun game, but I do think it becomes a bit repetitive. And I could see, the constant dialogue and the chatter turning some people off. I don't have a problem with it. I love the color and the art style in this game. That's stuff that I look for when I play these games, and I love the imagination and just the fun you can have in the world. And there's a lot of fun to be had here. So that's going to be it for the video. If you would, hit the like button, maybe think about subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video.